What up, my friends? Welcome to Daisy's Garden. And today I am going to be talking about Reiki healing. This is something that a few of my friends had gotten done before, and I had not. And there's a place in my town that this woman does it, and she does yoga classes and teaches Reiki too. So one day I was meditating and my eyes opened and I was like, why have I not gotten that done yet? Because it's something that I'm interested in doing, but I just haven't yet. So thought about it and I was like, I'm gonna do it. She came into my work before, gave me a business card. I talked to her for a little bit, super nice. So I went up there one day and scheduled my session, and I didn't really know what to expect other than what my friends had told me. I didn't really look it up because I wanted to directly experience it instead of looking up what other practitioners do, because I don't know, I've become more of a fan of learning by direct experience. You know, that's how I've been kind of training my brain lately. So I didn't really want to look up much. I kind of wanted to look up basics on like kind of an overview of what it was, but not like what they did to you, because like I said, I was just curious on finding out for myself. So this was a few days ago. This was Thursday. Today's Sunday, so it was like 3 days ago, and it was very, very, very calming. I remember I got in there. I took off my my hat on, took my hat off, took my my hairband out. All the metal came off. I have crystals. I have a blue kyanite and a fluorite, and it's wire wrapped, so I took that off. I have my lip. She told me that it wasn't that big of a deal for that one to be in there, so I let that. That was cool. So that was no big deal. So I had all the metal off because it would interfere with energy. And then she then had me lay down, and she at that point, once I laid down, I pretty much just kind of closed my eyes and just kind of meditated. I got in a very deep meditative state, and it was kind of like she just like feel my arms and feel my shoulders and my legs and my feet and my chest, and that was a main part of it for the whole hour. It was an hour long, and it was pretty cool. I remember there was a few points where I was in my deep meditative state and I was just really into everything that was going on around me and the moment that was surrounding me. And I realized it was really cool. When she was feeling my left arm, it started to tingle, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of like starting a trip from like LSD or from mushrooms or something. And it was pretty cool. And I was like, okay, well maybe it was just my arm falling asleep or something. Even though they were like at my side and they were level, so it wasn't like, I didn't really feel like it could have been that. And then once she stopped touching it, it stopped. So I figured that because I didn't move my arm at all the whole time. So I figured that it must have just been her touching my arm, which I thought was pretty cool. And then on my right leg, I noticed that too. So it was, there was definitely points I was feeling spurts of energy when she'd like focus her energy on a certain spot. It was pretty cool. Especially once you just like open your mind to allow yourself to feel it, you really do. Because I feel like it's a lot of, it's kind of things that are hard to comprehend if you don't really like allow your brain to do it. Because, we're so conditioned to, kind of toss this away as bullshit because it's, like energy, hippie bullshit that, I don't know, some people kind of like shoo away. But I feel like if you actually let yourself and allow yourself to break free of the conditioning and you kind of accept what could happen, you really can understand and bring it in more to you. And so this went on for an hour, and I remember she sat down when she was done, and then she told me that she was done, and I sat up, and I was in a very like deep trance, because normally when I meditate for like a half hour, or like half hour to like 45 minutes. I try to aim for like that, usually like a half hour. And so I was in for like an hour, so I came out of like a trance. It felt great. And I remember I was pretty out of it, and she was telling me the colors she saw. This is something that I didn't really know kind of what they would tell you after it, because like I said, I hadn't had it done before, and I was just hearing stories from my friends, and everyone does it differently, I'm sure. It's the same general thing, but every practitioner has their own little ways of doing things. So she was telling me the color she saw, and she said that for me, she saw a light forest green, like kind of a not a vibrant green, but a lighter green. And she said she saw a little bit of that, and then she said she saw a very vibrant purple, which I thought was pretty cool. And she said she hadn't been practicing it long enough to know what it meant, but I did a little bit of research after, and I'm pretty sure that relates to your chakra alignment. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, these are things that I'm just using my perspective for. I don't know if this is what it is, but if so, it kind of makes sense, because green is the heart chakra, and I feel like over the past year or so, I've really been working on opening unconditional love up for everybody and everything. No matter what view they have on me or the world, or if they have an opposite mindset of me, like just doing unconditional love for everybody and everything. So I feel like that was kind of cool, because that kind of related to what I've been practicing lately. And then purple, I'm not really sure, because the crown and the heart, or the crown and the third eye chakra, are like, they're pretty similar in color. Like, they're both kind of purple, but they're kind of a different shade. So I'm not exactly sure. But that's also really cool, because lately I've been really working on spiritual enlightenment and cosmic understanding, and just transcending to your higher self. So even if it's the third eye, I've been working on intuition at the same time. Like, I've really been working on the things that was shown from her. So I felt like that was pretty cool. I don't know if that's just a placebo that I'm taking it from or something, but I feel like it sounds right, and I felt like it was really, really, really interesting. And I remember that night I felt great. I remember I actually had just gotten an essential oil diffuser on Thursday, and she also her store is also an essential oils shop. So when I went in there, I was talking with her, and I was learning about all this, and now I'm like starting to get more into like how to heal yourself with essential oils, whether it be diffusing them or topically applying them, or maybe putting them in like a drink or something. So I'm gonna start playing around with that, and it's just another cool little natural fun thing to get into. So I'm kind of stoked to like start learning more about essential oils. And I actually am also because she teaches it, and I loved how I felt, and I'm just so into this type of living, like a type of living where you help people, not just maybe venting, like if you're a therapist or something. It's just like deeply helping people on a spiritual level. And because the planes of existence, the material, the mental, and the spiritual, if you can like help them spiritually, it's going to trickle down into the mental and the material plane. So I feel like that is just awesome, and I would love to do something like that. So I had scheduled, I'm going to start the first class at the end of January. And I'm going to start with Reiki 1, do Reiki 2, and then the master class. So that's going to be a very, very fun path to go down. I'm very excited to do that. So yeah, I thought it'd be really cool to do a video on my experience with Reiki, my plans with learning it. And yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was beneficial to have Reiki done, and I feel like if you haven't gotten it done and you're on this path too, or maybe you're just interested in it and you're not like a very spiritual minded person, or you're just curious or something, I'd say definitely try it. I'd say definitely, give it a shot to have it done, especially if you're on this path and you haven't had it done yet, because it's pretty cool. I'd say that I didn't really have any like epiphanies or anything, but I'd say that I had a cool new perspective added into my already growing and evolving thoughts of life. And I don't know, I just thought it was really, really awesome, and I'm still like really like absorbing it and thinking back to it and enjoying it and just working on myself every day. And I don't know, it was just really cool. So if you have somewhere in your town or somewhere close by that you can have it done, I would definitely recommend doing it. I know that the session I did was $40. I don't know how expensive it can get, but I've heard that $40 is pretty cheap. So, if you find it around there, maybe a little bit more, I'd say it's absolutely worth it, because, money, of course, if you're a little tight on your budget, $40, $50, maybe 60, I don't know, could be a little expensive, but, that's a material thing. Getting Reiki done is a spiritual measure, so that money will transfer to your spiritual plane, and it will trickle down, and then, it'll help your mental plane, which you can then transfer to the material plane and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, took something from it. If you want to get it done, definitely would recommend doing it. So yeah, that's all for today, and of course, hope you're having a great day. If you care about New Year's, hope you're having a great New Year. I personally, I have this view on time not being real, and a calendar year doesn't really mean anything, but I am glad that some people do view it as a motivation or something to get things done, as long as you have motivation behind that, because if you have a motivation for a new year, it's probably not going to last. Your motivation for the new year won't last the entire year, most likely. I mean, I'm not going to say you can't, because anybody can do anything, but I feel like sometimes the New Year's resolution doesn't really make sense, because you lose it quick, because the new year doesn't last longer than like a day or a week or so. So yeah, I hope you're gonna have a great New Year if you actually care or celebrate it. But don't forget to enjoy those happy trails in this January of 2017. And on those happy trails, you can never have enough of those nature baths and prana breaths, my friends. They will help keep you grounded right here. All right. Have a great day, guys.